Yeah. Did he also tell you how long the waiting list is? Could be years, if it happens at all.
Heck, that means that you're on that bloody machine for...
Yeah, for the rest of my life.
I'm sorry, Bea.
That's all right. Just don't ask any more dumb questions, huh?
Oh, come on, Burns, it's enough.
But I'd like
Go
to...
on. I'm not very good company today.
Come on.
Okay, I'll see you later, Bea, but try not to get too depressed because, well, you never know what might happen, do you? See ya.
Want a coffee?
If it's no trouble.
No, that's no trouble. Something I want to clear up with you.
Well, you did say you were going to do some thinking about us.
No, it's not that. It's about Burns' drawing.
Jim, why don't you forget it? Now, the whole embarrassing business is over. Or it would be if you'd let it alone.
Look, what I can't understand is how you let it go so far. Why couldn't you see what she was doing?
Because she didn't want anyone to see. It was her drawing, and a drawing can be as personal as a letter. Can't you understand that? Well, why don't you stop being difficult and stop taking it out on me? Just forget it.
Well, I hope that Douglas can forget it.
Mr. Douglas?
Yeah, he was in Erica's office when I went barging in there with it demanding an explanation. I thought he'd have kittens.
Where is it now?
It's locked away.
Well, throw the key away and forget it.
That's easier said than done.
Jim, you said you were going to come to a decision about us while you were away.
Yeah, look, can I talk to you about it later? I've got some work to do.
You all right, love?
Oh, yeah, I just got a bit of indigestion, that's all.
Must be the pate. Listen, what the hell's the matter with you? Why don't you just forget about that drawing? It's driving me
Oh,
mad.
shut up about the drawing. I'm not worried about that. I'm sick to death of hearing about it, so just shut up.
All right. But you're worried about something, aren't you? And whatever it is, it's not making you the nicest flatmate in the world.
Sorry, Judy. I didn't mean to shout at you.
Do you need a shoulder?
Yeah. You know, when I went to Davo's office this morning, well, it wasn't about the drawing.
What then?
Bee's doctor was there. And they think that I might be able to donate a kidney to Bea. I mean, all the tests show that we were compatible. I didn't think much about it when we were having the tests done, but now, having part of your body cut away, well, really frightens me, Jude. And I went to see Bea. I couldn't even tell her.
Hey, hang on, love. I don't think that they'd do anything that was going to put you in any danger.
Oh, I suppose not. But Bea sure has got lousy luck. I mean, being as sick as she is and having me for a friend.
Now, what are you talking about? You're a good friend.
Yeah? Got the kidney, haven't got the guts.
Just a minute. What did that doctor say to you?
Nothing much, Jude. Just that I could be a donor. I mean, he didn't even tell me how they did it. He just said that I'd have to make the decision. And I can't.
You poor kid. Have you been fretting about this all day? Why didn't you come and tell me?
What could you do?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure together we can come up with something, love. Anyway, you're in no condition to think straight. And that doctor of yours ought to brush up on his bedside manner.
Well, it's not his fault, Jude.
Listen, why don't you go and talk to Kate? She's a doctor, isn't she? She'd be able to tell you what was involved. What do you think?
Sounds like an idea.
Well, it's the best idea we have at the moment. And at least then you'd know the facts. It might not be as bad as you think.
Yeah. But I still have to make the decision, don't I? And I'm scared, Jude. Real scared.
Looking for someone?
Yeah, you. You got a minute? I'd like to talk to you about Bea.
Oh, what about her?
Well, about her having this transplant operation if they get her a kidney, you know. I just wanted to ask you, well, about the operation.
Well, I'm not a surgeon, but why do you want to know?
Well, I'm a friend of Bea's, aren't I? And I mean, if they do find a donor, I'd just like to know what's going to happen to her.
Well, I wouldn't start worrying just yet. It would be a miracle if they found a kidney this soon.
Yeah. Well, bloody miracle's happened, hasn't it?
You?
Yeah. Dr. Kennedy told me this morning. Although he didn't tell me very much else, and that's what I'd like you to do, explain it to me, because it really scares me.
Oh, there's really nothing to be frightened of, Doreen, really. They'd have to do further tests, of course, on your general state of health. Well, if you pass those, the operation should go smoothly. You know, Dr. Kennedy really is a very brilliant man.
But what about after the operation?
Well, the recovery period wouldn't be too long. You know, it's amazing how the human body bounces back.
Yeah. Well, what about a long time after the operation? What about if I get sick, you know, just like Bea is, and I've only got one kidney?
Oh, I see. That's what's bothering you. Well, there's no denying you could be in very definite danger, but, well, you know, kidney disease isn't as common as you might think. Doreen, I know you've got an extremely difficult decision to make,
It's
but...
the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life.
I think they'd find a nicer way of telling us to go back to work, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Are you coming?
I'll be there in a minute. I just want to go to the loo first.
I know the new regulations may make things a bit difficult for you, but the department thinks they're necessary. So I'm asking for your full cooperation. Briefly, they require you to patrol the prison in twos at all times, to wear your identification tags, and a general tightening of security.
Excuse me, Mrs. Davidson, but can we request to be rostered with a particular officer?
No, Miss Conway, you may not.
Mrs. Davidson, is it necessary for 2 officers to escort a single prisoner?
The directive states you must be in twos at all times. The rule is inflexible.
But surely that's going to create difficulties. I mean, considering the staff shortage.
Not according to Mr. Douglas. He has promised there will be 2 new officers starting next week.
Do we know anything about them?
No, I'm afraid not. We'll just have to wait and see. Are there any other questions?
No.
No, Mrs. Davidson.
Very well. I shall see that copies of the new regulations are issued to the staff, and Mr. Fletcher will see that they are put into operation as soon as possible. Thank you.
Oh, this bloody thing scares me half to death. Who's the bright spark who put Sandy on kitchen duty?
Well, thanks. Who else? Got Lizzie down there as well, but they'll be back after clean-up.
Well, what's happened to Doreen? She knows how to work it better than me.
She'll be along in a minute. She's got something on her mind.
Fletch and that picture.
I would think Fletcher would be the last thing on her mind at the moment. She's too worried about Bea's operation.
Oh, that's good of her. Bea goes under the knife, Dor does the worrying.
Not quite as simple as that. Seems that Doreen could be a compatible donor for Bea.
Listen, I don't think that we should be...
Terrific. Is that for real, Jude?
Yeah, well, they think so, you know, but it's a big decision for her to make. She's a bit nervous about it.
Bet she is, but she's doing the right thing. That'll mean the world to Bea. She doesn't want to live on a machine for the rest of her life. Gotta tell the rest of the girls.
Why did you say that?
Have I?
Yes, you have, both feet. Doreen only wanted you and I to know about that. She's no hero, Kate. She's terrified about having that operation.
She didn't say it was a secret.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, honestly.
Well, you've really got her back up against the wall now, haven't you?
You wanted me, Mrs. Davidson?
Yes. Julia has finished typing the new regulations. I would like you to give a copy to each of the staff.
Do you want a copy up on the notice board as well?
I don't think that would be wise. It would be too easy for the prisoners to see.
Yeah, I see what you mean. There's going to be enough trouble with them when they find out what's going on.
You and I realize that. Ted Douglas doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he had so much to do with it. I got the feeling it was mainly the minister.
After my last battle with the department, I agreed to come back as governor only if they guaranteed there would be no outside interference.
But that guarantee doesn't cover, what does he call it, true confession letters?
I agree it's a serious matter, but I feel we could have solved it internally. But I feel sure you're right about the minister. I don't think Ted Douglas was being unreasonable under the circumstances.
Well, not until I barged in, anyway. I'm sorry about that. I lost my temper.
Oh, that's all right. The drawing must have been quite a shock for you.
Yeah, it was. I just can't understand how Janet let it go so far.
Well, I don't think it was entirely her fault. She was trying to help Burns. I just hope it doesn't sour her outlook for the future.
Well, anyway, I better get these to the staff. Is there anything else?